The strongest being alive forgot his own power. Sound familiar? 5 legends from the Indian epics who refused to quit. First, the monkey god who forgot he could fly. The monkey army stood at the edge of the world. Before them lay the vast ocean, and beyond it, somewhere, was Sita. But who could cross? The eagle Sampati, brother of the fallen Jatayu, could see with ancient eyes. He told them, Sita is held in Lanka, across 100 yojanas of ocean. One by one, the monkeys confessed they could not make such a leap. Then Jambevan spoke. He reminded Hanuman of his divine birth, his forgotten powers, his true nature as son of the wind god. Hanuman's eyes blazed with remembrance. He climbed to the peak of Mount Mahendra and began to grow. His form swelled to fill the sky. With a roar that shook the mountain, Hanuman leaped. The ocean trembled beneath him, and the gods watched from heaven as the mighty son of Vayu flew toward Lanka. Midway across the ocean, the serpent Surasa rose to bar his path. She opened her mouth wide to swallow him. Hanuman shrank to the size of a thumb, darted through, and was gone. Then Simika, the shadow-eating demoness, seized his shadow and tried to drag him into the sea. Hanuman saw through the trick, slew her, and flew on. Below him, Lanka shimmered like gold in the moonlight. Ravana's fortress gleamed with towers and gates. Hanuman shrank to the size of a cat and slipped silently inside. In the Ashoka garden, beneath an ancient tree, he found Sita, pale with grief, but unbroken. He dropped Ram's ring before her, whispered Ram's name, and brought light back into her eyes. Second, the student every teacher refused. Deep in ancient forests lived a boy named Ekalavya, who dreamed of becoming the world's greatest archer. He sought out Dronakarya, the most revered master of archery, and begged to become his student. But Drona refused him. Ekalavya was a forest dweller, and Drona taught only royal princes. Undaunted, the boy returned home, shaped a statue of Drona from clay, and honored it as his teacher. Before that clay teacher, he practiced day and night with pure devotion until he mastered the bow himself. One day, a barking dog broke his focus. In an instant, he filled its mouth with arrows, silencing it yet leaving it unharmed. The passing princes were stunned. Even Arjuna was troubled. Who could shoot like this? They found the boy, who called himself Drona's student. Arjuna reminded Drona of his promise that none would surpass him. So Drona asked for his fee, Ekalavya's right thumb. Without a moment's hesitation, Ekalavya cut off his thumb and offered it to his teacher. He could never shoot the same again. Yet to this day, Ekalavya is remembered for a devotion the world has never forgotten. Third, the old bird who fought a king. From the sky, Sita screamed. Ravana had seized her and was fleeing northward in his golden chariot, faster than the wind. From his tree, old Jatayu watched. His eyes were still keen, his heart still loyal to Ram. Though his wings were old and his body worn, he rose into the sky. Jatayu called out across the sky, "Release her, Ravana! She is the wife of Ram, and you carry the whole weight of your destruction in this chariot." The old eagle struck with all his power. His talons tore Ravana's chariot apart, and his beak drew blood. For a while, Ravana could not escape. But age had its cost. Ravana drew his sword and cut off Jatayu's wings. The great eagle crashed to the forest floor below. Jatayu lay in the dust, his breath fading. He had done what he could, bought what time he had. Now he waited for Ram. When Ram and Lakshmana found him, Jatayu was barely alive. Ram knelt beside the old eagle and held him gently. His eyes filled with grief. With his last strength, Jatayu told Ram what he had seen. Ravana had taken Sita south to Lanka. He gave his dying message, then grew still. Ram placed his hands upon Jatayu and performed the last rites himself. He gave the old eagle the liberation that only the purest devotion can earn. Jatayu, who fought for Ram's name, rose free. Fourth, the man who meditated for generations. King Sagara's 60,000 sons hunted the lost sacrificial horse. In fury, they dug through the earth itself, deeper and deeper, until the worlds seemed to tremble. In a hidden hermitage, the sage Kapila sat in deep meditation. The princes saw the horse nearby and wrongly accused the sage of theft. Kapila opened his eyes. From his inner fire, the 60,000 were reduced to ash. Their souls remained bound, denied heaven. Generations passed until noble Bhagiratha heard the old sorrow. He vowed that his ancestors would be freed, whatever penance the path demanded. Only Ganga, the heavenly river, could wash the ashes and release them. But Ganga flowed in the realm of the gods, far beyond the earth. So Bhagiratha entered fierce penance. Through heat and rain, through seasons without number, he stood unmoving until even heaven listened. Ganga agreed to descend, radiant and compassionate. Yet she warned Bhagiratha that her thunderous fall would shatter the earth. Bhagiratha turned from Ganga to Shiva. With folded hands, he prayed that the Lord would bear the river's terrible force. Then Shiva stood beneath the sky, serene and haloed. Ganga roared down from the heavens, and Shiva caught her in his matted locks. Held in Shiva's hair, the fierce torrent became gentle. Stream by stream, Ganga wound through his locks and flowed softly to earth. Bhagiratha led Ganga to the ashes of his ancestors. As the sacred river touched them, the 60,000 souls rose free toward heaven. From that day, Ganga remained on earth, a river of memory, mercy, and liberation. She still flows as one of the world's most sacred rivers. Fifth, the warrior too strong to be allowed to fight. Among all the warriors who came to Kurukshetra, one stood apart. Barbarika, grandson of Bhima and son of Ghatotkacha, possessed a power that none of them could match. He carried only 3 arrows, gifted by the goddess herself. With just these 3, he could end any war in a single breath. But Barbarika had made a vow. He would always fight on the side that was losing. He was the balancer, the one who would prevent any side from absolute defeat. On the road to the battlefield, he met an old sage who asked him, "Which side will you fight for?" Barbarika explained his vow honestly, unaware of who he was speaking to. The sage saw the truth in the vow. If Barbarika joined the weaker side, that side would grow stronger and he would switch again. The war would never end and only Barbarika would remain. The sage asked for the greatest gift a warrior could give, his head. Without this, the great war could not be fought on equal ground. Barbarika agreed, but first asked to see the sage's true form. The old sage smiled, and the full blaze of Krishna's divine form filled the world. With folded hands and a steady heart, Barbarika offered his head to Krishna. It was the greatest act of Dana the Mahabharata would ever record. Krishna placed Barbarika's head on a hilltop and granted him the boon to witness the entire war. When the Pandavas later asked who truly won, the head spoke. Only Krishna's grace did. Barbarika is worshipped today as Sham. The odds never mattered to them. Keep going and subscribe for more hand-drawn epics.